What's going on, y'all? Check out this video from Black Conservative Perspective, if I'm not mistaken. And it's supposed to be about this black Democrat that was out here wilding. Straight wilding out here in the streets. See what's going down.
Congresswoman alleging that she stole millions from FEMA. Her name, she's a Democrat, Sheila Phyllis McCormick, is accused of taking $5 million in agency funds to use for her political campaign.
When Sheila Phyllis McCormick was running for a seat in the U.S. House in 2021, the Department of Justice says the Democrats stole $5 million in COVID-19 disaster funds to support her congressional campaign. Wow. A federal grand jury indicted Phyllis McCormick and several co-defendants Wednesday. Prosecutors allege a healthcare company she ran with her brother was overpaid $5 million in FEMA funds for a vaccination staffing contract. They say the company received that money in July 2021, and Phyllis McCormick used it for her campaign. The funds were routed through multiple...
Yeah, shorty need jail time immediately. Like, what? Hey, what's up, Biggs? How you doing? Bang gang all day, every day. Twice on Tuesdays. I just reacted to one of the videos that you sent about the Walmart joint. It's crazy.
Multiple accounts to disguise its source, they say. And a portion of the money was funneled to friends and family who donated to the campaign. It's the latest legal battle for Phyllis McCormick, who's already under investigation by the House Ethics Committee for campaign finance violations, including misreporting the source of a contribution. In a statement, Phyllis McCormick called the case a, quote, sham indictment, insisting she is innocent. Phyllis McCormick faces the prospect of prison time if convicted, but Gail, we're still waiting to see the court filing submitted by the Department of Justice in the Southern District of Florida.
Wait. So we got to talk about woke black Democrat Congresswoman Sheila.
Send her ass to jail right now. In fact, let's start it off with the nasty song.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Y'all didn't see that. We gonna pretend old age ain't hitting bxbeastboy like that. But she's nasty though. Super nasty.
Phyllis McCormick, who is currently facing charges related to stealing FEMA funds that were handed out during COVID and using it for her own personal gain, right? Including her political campaign, I believe, personal expenditures. Basically, she stole millions of taxpayer dollars, okay? And when confronted about these charges against her, of course, she boo-hoo, whine, and cried racism, right? And she also ran away when these allegations initially came out.
I think I remember
she was back
video.
In the district at this.
Yo, watch this. Yo, I thought this was AI when I first seen it. I thought there's no way. There's no way that somebody's doing this. You working for the government and this is what you on? But no, this is real.
This event, we tried again.
I also wanted to ask you about the investigation into your families. But this is also part of her congressional duties. Congresswoman, you know, you're under investigation for the congressional ethics for...
What that little folder supposed to do? Like, no. Talk to the hand. Not, you can't speak to her. Like, what is that supposed to do?
Violation of campaign finances. Sorry. Congresswoman, this is your district. You have to answer to these people. Congresswoman,
attorneys for her family's healthcare company aren't answering the I-Team's questions either.
Disgusting.
And the Department of Emergency Management says they won't comment on ongoing litigation, leaving taxpayers and her constituents wondering what happened to those millions.
Thoughts on the indictment, please. Well, it's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving these so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices.
Man, this is nasty work. Super nasty work. Ugh. To just be sitting here with it, trying to have a straight face too. Just blatantly lying.
Housing and fair representation of Congress.
Did
So thank you so much.
improperly
What's your
use the
response to
FEMA
the calls from
funds?
some of your colleagues to step down or resign?
They didn't elect me, it was my district, and so we'll keep fighting for the people and keep working like we're doing now until they get what they need. So we're here for the people. So the only people who elected me should make that decision. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, as per the usual with these black Democrats, right? Anytime they get caught doing something, right? They get busted with their corruption. They boo-hoo, whine, and cry racism, hate, and bigotry. Oh, they're only coming after me because I'm black, not because I stole FEMA funds, right? Not because millions of dollars were used to fund my campaign and my personal lifestyle, right? It's not that. It's because she's black, right? It's because she's black. This is what she claims. But the reality is that the actions of these individuals, in my opinion, make it obvious that they're guilty. Like, for example, this woman got caught editing out a Christmas photo that she posted on X. She edited out the $100,000+ ring that was allegedly bought with the stolen FEMA funds.
Wow.
Now, I don't know why she would edit out the ring if she bought the ring in legitimate ways, right? If it was bought with legitimate funds, if it wasn't bought with stolen funds, I don't know why she would edit it out, but her editing this out really shows you that she's guilty. So without further ado, let's get into this.
Federally indicted Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, who is accused of spending stolen disaster relief funds on a $109,000 diamond ring, has edited out what appears to be the jewelry in question from her congressional headshot. Sherfilis McCormick posted a photoshopped picture of herself on Christmas Day. Noticeably missing from the photo is a yellow diamond ring with an accompanying band previously seen on her left hand, an undoctored version of which serves as Sherfilis McCormick's house portrait. In November, Sherfilis McCormick was
disgusting. She's trying to sweep it under the rug, trying to hide it, sitting over there looking like a zombie right now. Like, damn, how much makeup do you need, woman? That is a lot. That's excessive. I'm not even talking about her looks. Yo, you glowing. Like, why are you looking like Michael Jackson in the 2000s? It's crazy. She walked out here looking like Crypt Keeper.
Charged with stealing $5 million in Federal Emergency Management Agency funds, laundering the proceeds, and then making an illegal campaign contribution to herself with those gains. Sherfilis McCormick's family-run healthcare company allegedly received an accidental $5 million overpayment from FEMA during the pandemic and proceeded to reroute the money through multiple accounts to disguise its source before funneling a substantial portion of the misappropriated funds to her 2021 congressional campaign.
You know, at this point, right, considering the story about the Somalis, considering this story, right, I mean, I think we're all in the wrong business, right? We need to get in the business of getting some of this government money, right? This government cheese, because they're handing out money left and right, okay? Millions of dollars going to this woman's company doing COVID, right? Millions of dollars going to Somali daycares and healthcare companies, facilities in Minneapolis. You know, I think getting up every single day, working a 9 to 5, or, you know, having a legitimate business or doing things the right way, it seems like we're not doing it right. Okay. It seems like we'll be much better off just opening up some facility, okay, getting in bed with these Democrats and getting some of this government money. That seems like the easiest way to get rich in this country. Seriously. These people are getting rich left and right off of government money. It's crazy. It's insanity. Millions of dollars are being funneled into these companies. There's so much waste, fraud, and abuse. And again, this is why Democrats did not want DOJ investigating this stuff, because they would find stuff like this, right? And what's going on with the Somalis in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
According to the 15-count indictment, Sherfilis McCormick allegedly cashed a cashier's check worth approximately $109,000 to buy a ring with the laundered money on or about September 1st, 2021. Elsewhere, the charging documents allege that Sheriff McCormick purchased an estimated 3.14 carat fancy vivid yellow diamond ring using the stolen FEMA funds from an unnamed jewelry store only identified as Jewelry Design House headquartered in New York City. The rings in her congressional portrait matched the descriptions of two pieces sold by Tiffany & Company, a luxury jeweler based in Manhattan. In November, a grand jury indicted Sheriff McCormick and her brother, Edwin Sheriff, on a slew of federal charges, including money laundering, theft of government funds, and conspiracy to make and receive straw donor contributions, among other offenses. Both of them posted bond after surrendering to federal authorities. Sheriff McCormick disputed the allegations, suggesting that the prosecution is politically motivated.
Wow, incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, in my opinion, I think that this is a sign of guilt, right? This is definitely, hey, I'm guilty. And the reason why is because
you're blatantly hiding it right there. That's crazy. You're like, well, I don't want nobody to talk about the ring, so maybe if I edit it out, people will forget it ever existed. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Get her up out of here. Jail time.
If the ring was bought with legitimate funds, then there's no reason to edit it out. The reason why she edited it out is because she didn't want to draw attention to it, because it clearly was bought with stolen funds, okay? She got caught here. I think Community Note on X pointed out that, hey, this image differs from the official portrait by omitting a diamond ring. Prosecutors allege the $109,000 ring was bought with misappropriated federal disaster relief funds, part of Phyllis McCormick's indictment for theft and money laundering. She denies the charges. Yeah. So she's getting absolutely roasted in the comment section to the point where she had to basically turn it off, right? You can't reply, okay, unless the congresswoman mentions you, okay?
Wow.
But this is the original picture, right?
Didn't she say the only people that could say something was the people? And now you can't say nothing. Crazy. Straight scared of the criticisms, scared of getting called out. We already know what it is. And you doing the same post that you blatantly edited out the ring, son. Yeah, this is nasty.
Original picture has the ring, right? This is before she got caught, right? So she posts a picture, a Merry Christmas picture, and then she edits out the ring, right? Which, in my opinion, again, is an admission of guilt, right? So yeah, I mean, this is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. People are calling her out, right, for editing this out. This person says, "What's the deal? Your husband's too cheap to buy you a nice ring, so you steal from taxpayers to buy it." Yeah, that's a good question, right? Is this a wedding ring? Like, I don't know, but I feel like buying a wedding ring with stolen funds is crazy to me, right? These people spend their fraud money on the craziest stuff. You know, if I was a fraudster, right, and I stole a bunch of money like that, first and foremost, I would try to, you know, invest it in some way, right? That's hard to trace, right? I would at least have it in investments. I wouldn't, you know, go out buying rings and crazy stuff like that. I would have it, you know, invested, right? I would at least try to make more money. Okay. But, you know, these people, man, it is what it is. Yeah, so she's getting called out. She's getting absolutely roasted for this, right? I think she's going to prison. She really is.
So,
and people, you know, people say, "Oh,
I think she need to go to prison." Let's make an example. Show that this is not something that can be done so easily. And then look at they have to put out a Merry Christmas post and remove your jewelry. That's funny as hell. Or remove the ring.
Oh, well, you know, Democrats aren't going to jail. They aren't being held accountable. They are being held accountable. The problem is that some Democrats, like, for example, Letitia James, they're harder to get than others, right? And the reason why is because you have a system that is set up in order to protect those Democrats. And it's going to take some time, okay? But when it comes to other Democrats like this one, she's so stupid and her crimes are so obvious that she's easy to get. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that she's going to jail. And she's going to spend a long time in prison unless some Democrat gets voted into office and then they decide to pardon her or whatever, which could happen, right? It could certainly happen. But again, I think that this woman is definitely going to prison, right? 100%. I think that this whole thing with editing out the ring, I think that's an admission of.
Oh, she go to jail, bro. For sure. I hope there's no kind of bull crap technicality switch up. I'm a savior because I'm a Democrat. No. Put her in jail, son. Like that's some of the most despicable things that you could do. Right? Especially as someone who's in the government.
Yo, I don't see why she would do it if it was legitimate, right? If the ring was purchased with legitimate funds, there's no reason to edit out the ring. The fact she edited out the ring basically is her saying, yeah, I'm guilty, right? That this ring is a ring bought with stolen funds. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, you steal millions of dollars in FEMA funds, taxpayer funds, and then you use the money to go buy a ring, right? Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But hey, it's par for the course when it comes to these people. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share.
Yeah, I do think that that's wild. Super wild. And I hope she gets the punishment that she deserves, man. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section.